Hi, my name is Mina. Welcome to my channel, Mina Reads, and today we're going to be starting a new weekly reading vlog. So, besties, this week it is going to be my 22nd birthday on Thursday, so it's Monday right now, and I am in such a reading mood. I recently did this reading challenge where I was trying to read 200 pages every day for a week, so that video should be up by the time you're seeing this, definitely, and it just really got me in the reading mood. So I have just started Masters of Death by Olivie Blake last night, and I am absolutely fucking obsessed with it. You guys don't even understand. So I wanted to vlog this week. I'm going to be reading this, and I have a few other things on my TBR for the week. But this week should be kind of exciting. I've got some stuff going on, like some birthday stuff. I'm going out with a friend on my birthday. I have like brunch plans with my family. I'm going to DC this weekend so I can visit errands, so maybe I'll vlog some of that. Hopefully that'll be fun. So yeah, like just, oh my god, besties, this angle is like so bad. I feel like it's really bad. Is it really bad? I don't know. Anyway, behind me everything looks a mess. Behind me everything looks a mess. I'm shipping out some orders for my Penguin bookstore today. The store will be linked in the description below if you ever want to buy something. I am a little bit in the process of breaking up my bookshelves, so I'm selling most, not everything, but like a good amount of it, slowly but surely. So if you're ever interested in what I'm selling and what's leaving my shelves, you can check out the link in my description below. It's in like all of my description boxes for the past few months, so yeah, you can check it out if you want. So yeah, I need to run some errands today. I need to head to the Staples. I need to go to the post office to ship those. I'm going to the grocery store. I have a date later. And somehow, in the midst of all these other errands that I need to do and that day that I have later, I want to read because Masters of Death is so good. It's like absolutely incredible and I'm so obsessed with it, like you don't even understand. So, Masters of Death, which is by Olivie Blake. Olivie Blake is the newest book sensation. You probably have heard of her book Atlas 6. I enjoyed the Atlas 6 last year. It was a really good time. I can't wait to reread it, honestly, and read the sequel. Like, I think it'll be a fun time. And so since I was just kind of thinking about her, and recently a lot of her books have been picked up by a traditional publisher and they're now going to be published through Tor, I thought I want to be not like the other girls and I want to read her stuff before it gets traditionally printed. So I bought a few of her books, the self-published versions from Amazon, before they could get pulled by Tor. So I got Alone With You in the Ether, and I got Masters of Death, and girl, anyway, I'm backtracking too much. Masters of Death. Masters of Death is a book, it's like a standalone fantasy, and it is about an ensemble cast, but one of the main characters, her name is Viola. So Viola, she's a vampire, and she has recently become like a realtor because she feels like that's like a good job for her as a vampire. I don't know why, but she's recently become a realtor, and so she's trying to sell this property, but it's almost impossible to sell because there is a ghost that lives there and he has unfinished business, so he's like continuing to haunt the property and nobody wants to buy it because it's a clearly haunted estate. So her and the ghost, his name is Tom, they have like this really flirtatious banter that's very funny. I'm in love with them. I'm obsessed with them. And then we have another character named Fox Demora, and Fox, he is the godson of death, like the literal concept of death. He is his godson, and so Death has like taken care of him, and like he calls Death Papa and stuff like that, and it's really cute. And anyway, Fox, he works as like a medium. He's mostly a fraud. He just uses Death's powers to communicate with the dead, but like he works as a medium, whatever. Death is his helpful sidekick, and there are some other characters. There's like an angel, there's a soldier from hell involved, there's like a demon. They have like a creature support group called like Creatures Anonymous, like Alcoholics Anonymous. It's so funny. I'm in love with it. I'm obsessed with it. It's very much has like a screwball comedy vibe to it, but it's just excellence. It's excellence. Olivie Blake is a fucking genius in my opinion. Like, this is how I want fantasy. This is how I want paranormal to be done. This is how I love my urban fantasy to be. Like, I am living my absolute best life reading this, and it's giving. Also, there's bi rep. Fox Demora is bi. There may be some other bi characters, I don't know, but Fox definitely, he has shown attraction and interest in multiple genders, and we love to see it during this wonderful month of Pride. So yeah, I'm having a great time, and I will update you when I read some more or something like that. So yeah. The thing that I simultaneously love and hate about Olivie Blake is that Her writing is so beautiful and just wonderfully pretentious, but I do find myself wishing that she would give us just a few simple sentences so that I could know what the absolute fuck's going on sometimes. Like, I am a little bit lost, a little bit, and I feel like she just revels in your confusion as a reader, and I think that being confused is fun. It's even fine in the case of this book because I love the way that the characters kind of talk in circles and riddles and stuff like that. So as a reader, I have no idea what's happening, but there's a lot of things happening right there on the page, and I think that makes for like an exciting rereading experience once all is revealed in the end. But like, what the hell's going on? Because hi besties, I just woke up, so I look very rough right now. End up reading something, and I read The Basilisk of Star Manor by Catherine Moon. Let me close this window, it's like loud outside. But I ended up finishing The Basilisk of Star Manor by Catherine Moon, and this is a part of the same series as A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor. If you read A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, you know that at the end of Rooksgrave, cataclysm kind of befalls Rooksgrave Manor, and so they have to build a new establishment, and the new establishment is called Star Manor. And this book is about a basilisk. He's like a snake monster guy, but he doesn't look like one. He looks like a regular human person. He has multiple forms, and anyways, he's a basilisk. He decides that he wants to start patronizing Star Manor, and he meets this lady, and her name is Lillian. His name is Marius. So Marius and Lillian, they get coupled up by this like matchmaker slash madam lady. Marius, the basilisk, he has to wear like blacked out shades or like blindfolds everywhere that he goes because his stare is incredibly dangerous to people, and if they make eye contact with him, they will turn to stone. So this woman, like the madam of this establishment, she pairs him with Lillian, who is a blind individual, so that they can like be able to have connection with each other, and he can experience like love and connection without being terrified of harming his partner. And it was just so interesting. And I don't know if I absolutely loved it. Definitely don't think I loved it as much as I loved A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, because Rooksgrave Manor is really hot, and this one was like, it was kind of fun, but it didn't necessarily like fully butter my biscuit, but I did think that the concept was really interesting. So I think that if you like the Rooksgrave Manor series, if you're into the whole like kind of historical setting that it has going on, if you like the whole monster smut thing, like maybe you should check it out. Like, it might be fun. So I did read that, and that's like 100 pages or so. It's like a pretty short novella. So I read that. It was a fun enough time, and I read that to take a break from reading Masters of Death, because I am enjoying Masters of Death still, definitely. But this is the same issue that I kind of encountered when I was reading the Atlas 6, which is where I feel like the first 100 pages or so, they just gripped me in so much because I love the way that Olivia Blake does her character introductions to narrative. But I feel like once we get further into the story, I feel like for me something just stalls out. It's just something like post 100 page mark that makes me slow down in the reading experience quite a bit. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. I took a quick break from it to read the Monster Smuts, and now I'm going to head back to Masters of Death. Hello besties. So it is the day after my birthday, and I just had such a good birthday this year. I just feel so incredibly blessed. I got lots of birthday wishes from you guys over on my Instagram or on my Twitter and everything like that. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much for celebrating me. But I also just had a really great time with like my friends and my family this past birthday, and I don't know, I just feel really happy right now, really blessed, because usually on my birthday I'm like having an existential crisis and like in a depressive spiral, and my birthday always makes me feel bad for whatever reason. But this year I just feel so good, and I just wanted to say thank you to you guys for making it a good birthday, and like thank you to the universe, thank you to my family. It was amazing. I had so much fun. I went to the arcade with my dad and my brother, my cousin, and my uncle, and a few other people the day before my birthday, and that was so much fun. I had an amazing time. And also, I like beat the high score on Guitar Hero for Pretty Handsome Awkward by The Used, one of my favorite songs, and I fucking killed it. So that is like my achievement of the week. And then on my actual birthday, I did a brunch with my mom and my grandma and my younger sister. I got massages with my mom, and then I went to this really beautiful dinner with one of my best friends, Reagan, and she took lots and lots of pretty pictures of me because we were in like this really fancy hotel, and it was just like, yeah, so it was just such a good birthday, and the fun is going to continue because I'm going to DC today to go visit my bestie Erin, and I'm going to be there for a few days with her. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So of course in all that time, I still have not made much more progress on Masters of Death. I think I'm like 150 pages into it now. So what is that, like 10 more pages since the last time that I spoke to you? But yeah, so I'm going to be taking this with me because I'm taking the train to DC, 2 to 3 hour train ride. So I'm going to be reading this on my train ride there, and I'm hoping that I'm going to like finish it because me and Erin have planned to just like kind of chill a little bit. We're also going to go out, but like we're probably going to chill. And I'm also going to take 7 days in June. So hopefully on my way back on Sunday, I'll be able to get some reading in for this. So I'm excited. Okay, now I need to finish packing so I can go catch my train because I'm totally going to be late if I keep talking to this camera. Hi besties, so I'm at Erin's house and we just got back from Barnes & Noble, so I'm going to show you everything that I got. So Erin, she bought me some manga for my birthday. You want to be in the vlog clip? You're gonna update them first. Okay. Alright, so I got Love of Kill Volume 1. And this is about like, this is like an assassin romance. I'm excited. I read the first few pages. It's so good. And then I got Moriarty the Patriot. I love the anime, so I want to be able to read the manga. And I got Kaiju number 8. I've heard good things about this on like Manga Twit, so I'm excited. And then I got myself this book because I keep hearing about it on TikTok. And it's called The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper, and it's a historical fiction and it's set during like the Roman Empire time period, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it sounds really good. So that's what we're up to. I think we're gonna read by the pool later, so I'm excited. Hi besties, so I'm having a nice little cozy morning and I'm doing some reading, and I just ended up finishing this volume 1 of Love of Kill by, I believe it's by Faye. Yeah, so this is one of the books that I got yesterday when me and Erin went book shopping, and this manga is about these two characters. Honestly, I don't know what the guy's name is, Ryungha, and the girl's name is Chateau. And so Ryungha and Chateau are both assassins. I want to kind of say that they're rival assassins, but more like they work for 2 separate agencies, or maybe Ryungha kind of works for himself and he's a free agent, and then Chateau works for a particular agency. And so basically what happens is that Ryungha is like obsessed with Chateau, and he really like wants to date her, and she's just not at all interested. She's really all about her job, all about her work. And so the way that he gets her attention is that he goes around like killing her targets and, you know, providing them for her. Like he wraps them up kind of like their presents for her. He's very unhinged, so he kind of wraps them up like their presents, and he delivers them to her so that she can like take them back to her agency and, you know, get paid and stuff like that. And so basically that's what this volume is all about. I'm not 100% sure where the story is going because Chateau, she doesn't really speak that much, so I have no idea. I mean, I can tell that she doesn't like Ryong back at all. Like, she's not interested in him whatsoever, so I can't really see like where their relationship is going at all because, dude, she's just not that into you. And then I feel like there's some plot elements at play. Like, Ryong is kind of, even though he's an assassin, he also has a bounty on his head and like people want him dead and everything, and so there's kind of like some stuff going on with that, and Chateau might get caught up in the crossfires of whatever kind of drama he has going on. And I just kind of feel like finishing this volume, I have no clue where the story is going next or what future volumes are going to be about or what they're going to be like, but I am still intrigued, so I'm definitely going to continue with this series. I do feel like I'm still in a reading mood, so I think I'm going to get back to reading 7 Days in June, which I did tell you guys that I was going to read on this little weekend trip. So I am 11% into 7 Days in June. I did switch over to the ebook because I'm an idiot, and even though I literally talked to you guys about, oh, I'm going to take 7 Days of June with me on my trip, blah blah blah, I didn't end up actually packing it in my bag because, like I said, I'm an idiot. So I'm reading it on my Kindle app, so I'm 11% into the ebook, and so far 7 Days in June is going okay. Like I said, I'm not too far into it, but the first few chapters we're meeting the main character, Ava. I think her name is supposed to be like Geneva actually, but I'm pretty sure it like calls her Ava. So anyways, Ava is talking to us, and she is a author of this really popular paranormal book series, and it's soon going to be adapted into a movie franchise or a TV show franchise. And she's honestly not really that excited. Like, she doesn't think that her paranormal series is like good art necessarily, but it pays her bills, and she really wants to write something that to her feels more serious, and so she's kind of experiencing some writer's block with continuing on with her paranormal series, but also with switching lanes and writing something new. So she is a single mom. She also experiences chronic pain because she has these kind of like unexplained intense migraines. So we're learning a lot about her and about her experiences as a single mom, as an author, and everything like that. And where I just stopped off, we got introduced to the male main character. His name is Shane, and apparently he is a recently recovered drug addict, and he's also a teacher, I think, at a school maybe. His first introduction chapter talks about him at a school, and he's like talking to a student. I don't know, I haven't gone far enough into the chapter to really know, but I thought I'd update you on my reading so far this weekend. So yeah, that's what's up. A little bit later on, me and Aaron are gonna go get our nails done, and I'm not sure what else we're gonna do today, but I'm excited, and hopefully I can spend a little bit of time reading, because being here in front of Aaron's very impressive bookshelves just makes me want to read and tackle my TBR. Look at these. They're so stunning. Look at them.
Okay, yes. I'd love to see it.
Oh, the lighting is so
Right.
good.
We are walking towards the Black Home Bookstore just to visit, and we're gonna go to the comic book store.
Okay, I'm excited about the comic book
manga
store.
era.
Yes, I'm excited about the comic book store. All right, see you guys later.
Walk into the place, a spot you from a ways. My heart, it started racing. Crowd across the way, flowers on your face, and then from the 80s. Someone keeps blocking my way. I can't feel farther.
Oh, we're so cute. There's so many good books in here, but I'm supposed to be breaking up with my bookshelves, so I'm not going to buy anything else. I already got 4 new books on this trip.
It's not going well. She just posted a book haul on like Sundays. I don't know how the breakup's going.
Slowly but surely, we're breaking up. You know, it's taking some time to really let go, but it's, you know, it's happening.
Sure it is.
It's happening.
You might be breaking up with some of the books on the bookshelf, but the bookshelves themselves, not so much.
It's the same difference.
I meant to say that I want you. You know that I want you. Oh,
All right, y'all. We did some damage at the comic book store.
lost and in a daze. I caught your sudden gaze, and time it started racing.
Hello vlog. So we are back from today's adventures. We got our nails done. We went to a few different bookstores, and we went to a comic book store. So I'm going to show you what I got really quick. So I got Fangs Volume 1, which is a vampire manga, and I think it's going to be a relationship between this guy who was like the victim of a vampire attack and a vampire guy that's gonna like train him in vampirism or whatever. And then I got a bunch of these $1 comics from like this bin that they had. So I got a Thor comic, which looks cool. I got this Dark Knight one, and then I got this one. It's the Teen Titans. I feel like this run is from like the 80s, and I love the character design for Corey so much. So yeah, I love it. Then, are you dying back there, bestie? You okay? Yeah. Okay. Then I got this one, Identity Crisis. It's a Wonder Woman comic. I hope you can see it. The glare in the sun is a little bit eh. And then I got one more. Yeah, and then I got this X-Men one, Heroes of Hope. So yeah, that's what I got from the store today. And I'm gonna sit down, do some reading, and then later on tonight we're going out. So yeah, I'm gonna do some reading. I think I'm going to read some more of 7 Days in June. I told you already that I'm like 11-12% into that, so I want to make a dent in this little reading session. So I'll update you later. Oh, I know I said that I was going to read 7 Days in June, and I got about 15% into that, and I just cannot do it. I cannot do it. I've been trying and I've been failing with this book for months. It's just like, I don't like the sense of humor that is being introduced within like the first few chapters. It's just not like, it's not giving to me. I don't like the pop culture references. And it's just like, the vibe is just so much more depressing than I am in the mood for at all. Yeah, so I'm putting it down, and instead I picked up Spy Family Volume 4, and that was an incredible decision. I just finished it actually, and it's just so good. So Spy Family, if you guys don't know, is a manga series, and it is about these 3 characters who all come together because this guy named Lloyd Forger, he's a spy, and he needs a fake family to complete this mission that he has. So he adopts a daughter named Anya, and Anya's a telepath, and he gets himself a fake wife named Yor, and Yor happens to be an assassin. However, Lloyd, Yor, and Anya, like, they don't all know that the other people are spies, assassins, and all that good stuff, and a telepath. So it's like they're keeping their identities a secret from each other, and there's lots of fun stuff and hijinks that go on. But I think that this is one of the best volumes so far for me, because we get a lot more of like the action and like the politics of the world that the characters are in. So there's like a lot of action-packed mission stuff that happens in this. Usually the missions revolve around like all of the cute family hijinks that they're getting into, and like they're going to the aquarium together and they're like doing things like that as a family, and how they're doing this whole undercover mission thing, and that's cute and sweet, and I enjoy that. But this volume is like way more intense, and it's about like terrorists, and Lloyd is trying to stop this like terrorist operation that's happening, all while trying to adopt a dog for his daughter. And it's just so funny and adorable, and it was really fun and action-packed. I loved it. So 5 stars to this one. And then I think I might try to pick up another book before me and Aaron head out, because we're going to go clubbing tonight. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Yeah, so it's my last few hours in DC, and I'm spending them reading with Aaron. So I'm going to be reading Fangs Volume 1, and I'm also going to be starting The Push on Aaron's recommendation. I'm pretty sure this is a thriller about a mother and her child is crazy, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But I started the first few chapters and it's really, really good. So I'm excited to keep reading, and I'll update you later.
If you could read my mind, will you make your way towards mine? And if you could read my mind, will you cross this room tonight?
Is your first time having burrito?
Yeah, I'm excited
love
to
it.
try it.
Good.
Yeah, this is so good. Oh, I'm so glad I picked this. Hello besties. So after several very wonderful days with my bestie Erin, I am finally back home. So let me quickly update you on everything that went on yesterday. So yesterday, me and Erin, we went for tacos, and I tried burrito tacos for the first time, and it was so good. And so that took me a while, and it caused me to almost be late for my train, and it was very dramatic, like running through the station to get there on time. My train was already boarding by the time I got there, and like I was literally like this close, like maybe 2 to 3 minutes away from missing my train, and that would have been a whole mess. So I got out of there, I caught my train, and then my train had like a million delays. It was a mess. But in that time, I did end up finishing Fangs Volume 1. And Fangs is perhaps one of my favorite pieces of vampire media ever. Like, it's really up there in the top 2 or top 3 for me, up there with like A Dowry of Blood and just stuff like that. I love it so much. So Fangs is a manga that is about this character named In, and so basically he is the victim of a vampire attack. He was at a nightclub one night, and a rogue vampire goes kind of berserk, and he kills everybody in the club, and he just so happens to end up turning In, and In survives. So In becomes taken into the custody of this vampire agent guy named Ichi, and so Ichi basically is a part of this organization called Fangs, where all of vampire society has kind of living by this particular social contract so that they can exist in peace with other humans. And so basically Fangs, one element of what makes them able to exist peacefully in human society is that they have this pairing system where every vampire gets paired with another, and they like feed off of each other. And so instead of having to feed off of humans, and it like sates their bloodlust, etc. So En has to get himself a pairing partner so that he doesn't go crazy, and En and Ichi end up pairing together. And this is about them, and it's just so good. Like, I really like the way that the vampirism is talked about in this. There's a vampire who is experiencing like extreme depression because his pairing partner has recently passed away. There's another vampire who is really old. His name is like Misaki, and Misaki is really old, and he has a wife, and his wife is also very old. So like, I want to say that his wife is maybe supposed to be like 70-80 years old, maybe more, and they have like a child, and he really loves their child, and he kind of refers to their child as like, oh, like his precious baby boy, but his child is like in his 50s, and he's like old and gray and stuff. And it's just so interesting because, you know, he has this human wife, he has this human family, but he is this ageless vampire. And so I just feel like the way that this story chooses to tackle like vampirism and the themes around loneliness and isolation, and like the need for connection as a typical like human experience, like as a living sentient being, like you need connection, you need other people to make life kind of feel like it's worth living. And so yeah, I just feel like the way that this explores being a vampire is so interesting, but it's also very spicy, very much 18+. I did not notice the mature 18+ warning, so I was definitely a little bit gooped and gagged when I flipped through a number of the panels in this, because it is very, very explicit, but it is also incredible. So for all my adults out there, you like manga, I think you should check this out. It was just really incredible in my opinion. Read this on my train ride, and I cannot wait for volume 2, but I don't think volume 2 is coming out for a while. Maybe like a few more months. And then I heard from a trusted Twitter mutual that we only get like 1 new volume every year, which makes me want to cry and sob because it's just so good and I need more immediately. But yeah, so we read that. That was great. That was excellent. But it is a manga, and so it was a pretty quick read, and my train ride ended up being about 3-ish hours long because we were stuck with a bunch of delays. So I did end up starting something else. I know that I was trying to read 7 Days in June, continuously failing with that, and I wanted to be able to read Masters of Death, but I am a clown, and so I didn't end up bringing Masters of Death with me. And so I ended up instead reading The Seventh Bride by T. Kingfisher. I have been really enjoying T. Kingfisher. I've read 3 of their books last month, and so I definitely want to read more of their backlist this month. And The Seventh Bride is on Kindle Unlimited, and it has this bundle thing on Kindle Unlimited where you can read and listen to it for free if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. So I downloaded that the other day, and I ended up starting the audiobook for it on the train, and this is also really interesting. So basically The Seventh Bride is about this character named Rhea. Rhea is the miller's daughter, and she's 15. She's living this really like simple existence, and one day this lord kind of asks for her hand in marriage, and she definitely doesn't want to do that. The lord is like really old and creepy, and she's not into it, but her family needs her to do this because if she doesn't, you know, he could kind of blackmail the family. He can make it difficult for them to lease the land that they use for their family business and for their family home and all these different kinds of things. So it's kind of falling on her, this responsibility to take care of the rest of her family by deciding to be with this man. And so basically she goes to the Lord's house, and she finds out that he has 6 previous brides, one of which is already dead. And she is just kind of stuck in this close quarters situation where she's trying to figure out a way to escape, but things are not looking too good for her. Like, so far it's cool. I'm about 33% into it, so I think that today, because I need to clean, you can't really see too much of it in the frame, but my room is an absolute travesty, so I need to clean today, and I'm going to be doing all of that cleaning while I listen to The Seventh Bride. And so I will give you some more updates if anything else particularly interesting happens, or just when I finish that book. And I think I'm going to let this vlog go for 1 more day, so it'll be like an 8-day vlog, just so that I can potentially finish Masters of Death. After looking at all of the books that I have hauled in this video, it is very clear that Erin was right, and I am not breaking up with my shelves like I thought I was. But we're all works in progress, so it is what it is. Reading Masters of Death. Oh my fucking god. I love the trope where like there are 2 characters who are exes who have lots of history, and everybody's just kind of observing them and like observing their dynamic and like all the angst between them. Like, it's just so good. And so the main character, or one of the main characters, Fox, he has this ex. I'm not gonna say who it is because I feel like that's a spoiler. I don't want to spoil it, but like he has this ex, and every time him and his ex interact, I feel like I'm going insane. And there's this one line where it's like a flashback. So there's this one line and it's a flashback, and so his ex is like, "And what does it matter to you how I'm kept and by whom?" And then Fox says, "If you can't see by now that you belong to me, then you're a bigger fool than I am." Wow. Them. They. I love them so much. I do. Anyway, let me get back to reading. But wow. Quite literally, I've gone insane. Like, I cannot stop crying. And it's not even like a sad thing that happened, but I'm so fucked up right now. Like, I am in shambles. I cannot stop crying. Oh my fucking god. Olivie Blake, your mind. It amazes me. I'm in awe. I'm shook and I'm shaken, and I'm crying again like a blubbering little fucking baby. This is crazy. Look. Look at this. My whole fucking face is soaked in tears. It's not even a sad book. Like, it's supposed to be satirical and shit. I hate you, and I love you so much, Olivia Blake. And I think that's going to be the end of my update for right now. Hello, I'm back, and perhaps emotionally stable this time. So we are going to be wrapping up Masters of Death. So I finished, there's a good number of tabs in it, and I highlighted a bunch of stuff, or I underlined it rather crookedly, but you know, it is what it is. And I kind of want to go back and annotate it and like write stuff in it at some point, like actual notes and everything. But wow, what an experience. So I do have a lot of complaints or criticisms or whatever that I want to level against the book, but I'm still giving it 5 stars because I quite literally cried a river last night over this book. So I feel like it's only fair that I give Olivia Blake her due, and I give the book 5 stars because it evoked such a visceral emotional response in me, and I do think that she deserves 5 stars despite me having some criticisms. So putting this video together has been so mismatched, so I have no idea what I have told you and what I haven't. But Masters of Death is this story that is about this character Fox Demora, and he has been basically, these people, they make a deal with death that death will take in their son when he takes them away because they die like very young and they just had a baby. So Fox becomes the adopted son of death, and this is a story that is about him, but it's also about a very large ensemble cast and how they all kind of revolve around Fox and his relationship with death, and the so doing they all get entangled in this dangerous game that immortals like to play. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. Everything is really shrouded in mystery. There's a lot going on in this book. So I want to say first and foremost that it is a very humorous book. It has a very satirical slant to it. The writing is really great. I think Olivia Blake, like her wit, the way that she writes her characters and their interactions is all very good and very fun, and I feel like her characters are really vibrant. I also feel like there's something that's very visual about her writing style that makes me feel like I can see the editing cuts that would be made in a film. Like I can see the scene transitions, and I can see, like I can just see it all. I can picture it so vividly in my mind, which is like kind of a big deal for me because I am the type of reader that I don't necessarily see pictures or anything like that in my head when I'm reading a book. Like my imagination is not very vivid, so I'm kind of just consuming the story. There's not like a whole huge imaginative process happening for me when I read. So I think that there's something very special about the fact that I could so easily visualize so much of what is happening in a novel. So that's incredible. I really love the character of Fox. There's like 3 romances in this, but there are 2 romances in this that just absolutely slayed me. I love them so much. They're so wonderful, fantastic, amazing. And the book is just good, and I cried so many tears over all of the love that's in this. Like for a story that is about death and life and immortality, it's just so tender, and it's like maybe life and death is all about the friends we made along the way. I don't know, it's something really cheesy like that, but stories like that always get me, and I love it. It was really good. But criticisms time. I think that the way that Olivia Blake paces her novels and the way she chooses to structure them, I think that it might work for some people, and I mean it did eventually end up working out for me, but I noticed the same exact thing when I was reading the Atlas 6. She likes to do this thing where she introduces all of her characters, and she usually has this large ensemble cast. So she introduces all her characters individually, and she continually like restarts the narrative while she's introducing those people. And so those sections of the story are really interesting because you're getting like this reintroduction. Everything is new and fast-paced and very snappy and exciting. And then I feel like that takes up maybe like the first 70 to 100 pages of the novel, which is fun and exciting and cool. But then I feel like there's something that happens in the middle there where it just starts to feel a little bit like a slog to get through for me personally. I'm not saying that this is like an objective fact, but for me, I feel like there's something about it the way that she structures the narrative, or the way that she continually stops and starts the story, and she goes back in time to give you this flashback, and then she goes back to the present, and then you're switching from 59 million different POVs, and there's just something about that that I find so like jarring and alienating. So I always find it like really difficult to get through the middle section of her books. I'm finding there's only been 2 cases of me reading her books, but I think that I am sensing a pattern. So yeah, the middle was so difficult for me, as you could kind of see, because I was really struggling to push my way through it. But then the ending is so amazing, and I think that she really knows how to like drive a story home and bring it around. So I think that she's a really good writer, but I just don't know if all of her writing choices gel with me personally and like what works for me structurally in a narrative. But that literally doesn't matter, because the book is still incredibly good, and I loved it so much, and I gave it 5 stars, obviously. Had a really interesting reading week. I feel a little bit like I'm in my manga era, definitely. Maybe that's just because I'm impatient, and I do love something about the experience of sitting down and being able to read something in one sitting, so that might be a factor. But loving my manga era, really loved Masters of Death. I feel like it was a pretty good reading week. I read so much stuff that I really enjoyed. Not so much, but a good amount of stuff that I enjoyed, and a good amount of stuff in general, like quantity wise. I feel like it's kind of a lot of books. I don't remember how many at this point, because I don't feel like counting, but it was quite a number. So thank you so much for spending like this birthday week with me, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and a special thank you to all of my wonderful patrons.